Welcome back to Facts of Illy. To be very done, it's my theme show. In fact, I need you guys not to be too proud, full of pride. So like and subscribe, you did. Anywho, it's the dude, G. Stello Baker, Bruce, and a new shoe. Back to you with further news. Inflation cooled off in July as the tumbling gas prices offer America's much needed relief. The consumer price index rose 8.5 year. Hold on, let me say this. The consumer price index rose 8.5% year over year in July. The government said Wednesday that landed below the median forecast of 8.7% and showed inflation cooling through last month. Tumbling gas prices accounted for most of the slowdown as pump costs boosted inflation early in the year. Splendid rejoiced. The consumer price index rose 8.5% in the year, though July. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said Wednesday economic surveys like Bloomberg expected the measure to climb 8.7% year over year. The print marks a sizable cool down in the headline inflation rate following the 9.1 gain in the year through June. The index went on changed between June and July alone, according to the report. That was less than a median forecast of 0.2% upstick and reflects a similar deceleration from June 1.3% monthly surge. July's reading means we might be past the peak of pandemic era inflation. Plummeting gas prices power much of the month's cool down, with the national average price per gallon sliding to $4.19. Ooh, $4.19 from nearly $5. That put a significant downward pressure on the index, which has been lifted earlier in the year by skyrocketing energy prices. Energy prices broadly dropped 4.6% last month, according to the report. Gas costs slid 7.7%, and the price of fuel oil fell to 11%. Pump prices have fallen further still in August, suggesting that the next CPI report will show a similar decline. The national average now sits below $4 per gallon, and the slump shows little sign of stopping. Prices may have remained constant in July, but consumers are notably more optimistic now than ever than they were a month ago. John Lear, chief economist, a Morning Consult, said, "In the eyes of consumers, falling gas prices are harbinger of improving personal finances and lower inflation." That's not to say the U.S. is in the clear. Core CPI, which strips out food and energy prices, rose 5.9% in the year through July, matching the prior month's 5.9 gain, although its month-over-average gain of 0.3% was much smaller than June's 0.7% monthly rate. Both prints offer encouraging signs that inflation is easing in areas other than the energy sector. The core measure was largely lifted by rising vehicles and house costs. The government new vehicle index rose 0.6 through July, easing slightly from June 0.7 gain. Shelter prices gained 0.5, similarly cooling from the prior month's pace, but still surpassing the pre-pandemic average. And why food prices aren't included in the core index, they will also flash some warning signs. The food price gorge rose 1.1 in July, accelerating from June's 1% gain. Grocery costs climbed 1.3%, also speeding up from the prior month's pace, while futures for some food commodities like wheat and corn have fallen since July. The latest CPI report suggests food costs won't turn over as quickly as gas prices have. The core gorge is largely regarded as a better tracking of underlying inflation dynamics, as food and energy costs are fairly volatile. They still elevated, reading signals that tackling the inflation problem will involve more than lower gas prices, and that a return to healthier price growth will take several months. The economy will get some help from the federal through the rest of the year. The central bank has already raised interest rates at the fastest pace since the 1980s in an aggressive bid to cool demand and stifle inflation. Those hikes quickly translated to higher mortgage rates and price of credit card debt. but their broad effect on the economy can take several months to emerge. The Fed started raising rates in March and ensured larger than usual increases at its May, June, and July meetings. As those hikes start to reverberate throughout the economy, it's likely demands come more in line with supply and inflation cools off at a faster clip. And I hope you guys understand we live in a world where inflation has got me out here crazy. And I can understand if you're going through a lot. I pray that, you know, that you keep your head up because we're in a time where, money's not everything, but it is a resource. So if you out here like cherry picking like money is the world, like money's not everything, but money is a commodity. So with this, I hope you guys too like to do the Gate Stella Bag of Groose and a really new shoe. And this is your local news. Get at me.